And we do appreciate everyone who has been able to make it. So thanks for coming. Just give me a second here. Sorry, I'm just going to do that. Okay, so first of all, again, we just want to thank you. We appreciate all the work that our service unit full product program managers put into the program, and we couldn't do it without all of you. So tonight we're just going to kind of go over some data from the sale and then just take an opportunity to get some feedback from you as well. Just a quick review of 2024. So we continued our streak with some success and growth in our fall product program. Our participation increased again, and our total sales exceeded the 2023 season. And we were actually among just a few councils nationally that had an overall increase. So congratulations to everyone who put in time and effort towards that. So just taking a look at some of the highlights of the program, our girl participation increased 1.42%. Troops increased a little over 6%. Our PGA was down a little, 1.55%, and our total sales increased just 0.36%. But again, we were one of the few councils with any form of an increase, so we were happy to see that. So breaking it down a little bit, just some of the numbers at a glance. We had 2,789 girls participate. So that was an extra 39 girls over last year. 554 troops participating. So that was 32 more troops than last year. Total troop proceeds was $119,966, a little bit more than last year. The PGA average items sold by the girls was 26.5 items. So that was down 3.7 items from last year. Over 2,600 girls created their avatars. And we had 45,580 emails sent out to potential customers. And that's an extra 225 than the previous year. Towards the end of our program, the last few weeks or last month or so, we had done a contest to try and help with some of our donated items, our Care to Share items, because we did see that it was down from last year. And so we did end up with a nice donation of 3,588 items, but that was down over almost 1,000 items from the year before. So that's something we'll look at next year as well. So these are a quick glance of our top 10 service units. So you can see which ones were there. You compare it to where you were if you're not one of these. East Brunswick topped the list, followed by Woodbridge, EMHP, Timber Creek, Northern Burlington, Watonga, Cherry Hill, Harmony, Allentown, Robbinsville, and Hamilton. So great job to all those service units and to everyone. And these are our top 10 sellers. You can see Gabrielle Adams was our #1 seller with 266 items. And all of our top 10 sellers will get a special Elite Entrepreneur gift and an activity. And Gabrielle also earned a free week at summer camp. So that was really exciting to be able to provide that this year as well. And our top cookie seller will also get that honor as well. Personalized patches. The requirement for those, as a reminder, was to enter 18 emails and reach at least $325 in sales. And 1,010 girls earned that, a little bit less than last year. Last year was 1,137. And our volunteers, oops, okay, there we go. Sorry, I didn't want to change. Volunteers who activated the parent adult email campaign and had a troop total sale of more than $1,200 earned the volunteer patch. And we had 300 of those patches earned this year versus 326 last year. We talked about the Care to Share donations. 3,588 items were donated to the Community Food Bank and Mercer Street Friends. We split the donations between the two of them. 318 girls earned the Care to Share patch by selling at least 5 donations. And interesting that Care to Share was our top selling option on the direct ship orders. So when customers were online and picking out their sales or their purchases, we had quite a few choose to do the Care to Share. All the contest winners have been contacted, and we did post it on the All Things Fall Rally Hood. So you can take a look at it there if you haven't seen it. It lists all the different, the top sellers and all the contest winners as well. So our ACH refunds will hit the banks in the beginning of 2025. Should be just after the new year. 392 troops are getting a refund. I know you've gotten most of your rewards already, and I apologize that the wristlets were shipped separately, but they have been shipped and you should have them in the next day or two. And I sent out an email this morning. Hopefully everybody saw it. I brought my girls to the office, my daughters to the office yesterday, and we packed up all the elephant socks, journals, medals, and a little volunteer thank you gift for you as well. Those are ready for pickup at the council locations. Cherry Hill are ready. The rest of them will be ready. Our courier will be dropping them off in Hamilton, Dream Lab, and Egg Harbor Township tomorrow morning. So they'll be ready after that. And we did ask, if possible, that you can try and get them as quickly. There are a lot, and it takes up a lot of space. And if you're not available, feel free to send someone else. They just need to know your service unit number. So you can always borrow another troop leader, send a friend, send a neighbor, family member, whoever's available. Someone's going to be in the area. Just ask them to pop in and grab your bag. I know it's a busy time of the year, but if you can get them, that would be awesome. Angela, do you want to jump in a little bit? Oh, well, I can quickly, sorry, I just saw a question. So the reason why some of the other things were not included in the items that were mailed out is because some of them are custom items. They didn't come directly from M2. We order them separately. The elephant socks were slightly delayed because the original batch of them, apparently the color was wrong and they had to be remade. The medals we pick up locally, so they're not sent to our distributor who distributes everything else. And the wristlets were also a custom item. They were sent to the distributor, but there was just a little confusion with the boxes when they arrived there. They accidentally got separated from the rest of everything. But we do try and get as much of it sent in one delivery as possible. Angela, did you want to jump in a little bit?
Sure, but before we get started on kind of an open discussion, number one, I wanted to know, does anyone on the call have any other questions that they may want answered? Okay, I don't see anything. So then, I didn't know if Doug or Todd wanted to, say anything before we start the open discussion, or if you guys are good.
I'm good, other than congratulations, everybody. As Gail had mentioned, there were 15 councils that were up this year out of the 108, and you were one of them. So a big, huge congratulations to all of you.
Thank
Yes,
you,
and Angela,
Doug.
I'll just add thanks for another great year. You've had results that have been climbing for, gosh, a number of years in a row now. So to have another increase with some challenges this year, that with the economy and some other things going on, really, really great job. So thank you.
Yes. All right. So I think we're going to open up this discussion by kind of going through the bullet points. So I wanted to know, what our volunteers thought about, the training that we had and the materials, the distribution of the materials? Is there anything that you feel we could do better in terms of how we prepare you to begin the sale? If anyone has any feedback or suggestions, feel free to unmute yourself and share. Okay. I guess everything's perfect. Gail does a wonderful job with the training and keeping us on task. Um, so in terms of girl and troop participation, on a council level, it's always our desire to offer the fall product program to every registered girl. And our hope is that every year people, take the opportunity to participate. As you can see from the numbers, there's definitely a vast difference in the level of participation when it comes to cookies versus the fall sale. Does anyone have any suggestions on something that we on a council level may be able to do to try to get more girls and troops to participate? As service unit fall product program people, I'm sure you hear the um, responses more than we hear it at council. So anything that you could share as to why um, troops and girls, just don't give it a shot, at the beginning, please share that with us.
I'll just give my perspective. I didn't hear
Please.
from anybody.
Okay.
But you know, I know it starts at the end of September, and it only goes right to October 23rd and then digitally till November 3rd. It's a month, and I get with Christmas and everything. But to me, it seemed like a shorter time period this year, and I don't know why, even though it probably wasn't. I
Uh-huh.
don't know. I know with the school year, we do activities at the beginning of the school year and everybody's getting into the swing of things, but I don't know if it goes long enough or if it could be another week, or I don't even know. Do you start earlier? You probably don't want to tack on later because of the holidays, but I don't think enough people know about it. I mean, we try to phrase it as your troops earn what, 15%? You don't have to stand at a cookie booth, right? Like you're not
Right.
out in the cold. So it's a plus. You have to do less to earn more. So I find the troops that have participated year over year really like it, and they have their staple people that will continue to do it. So I think just being more aware of it. And I don't know if we don't have enough time with the beginning of the year to get the information out there to get people aware of it. Because I don't think a lot of people are aware.
Okay. Thank you for your feedback.
Mhm.
Let me ask you this question. So again, I think you hit the nail on the head when you said the further we go out, the more we potentially bump up against Thanksgiving.
Yep.
Is that something that you think is, I won't say a deal breaker, but something that probably on a, you know, in terms of what other activities your troops are involved in during that time, do you think that going longer would be received well?
I don't think you would want to go longer just because of the holidays, but like could you start a week earlier?
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay.
But I will tell you the people that have been doing it year over year, right? They always I've heard a couple times of people picking up the product. Oh, everybody's asking me when it's coming in, and I told them, in November you'll have it when we see you on Thanksgiving. So I think they've
Okay.
come to expect getting it for Thanksgiving.
Okay.
So,
Okay. Thank you.
and I think the younger troops, they probably, I don't know if they have meetings in December, but they're probably doing more holiday activities. I mean, for our service unit in December. So I don't know if they're meeting regularly,
Right.
or getting ready for cookie season, right? Because we do the
Right.
cookie rally, or cookie booths. selection and all that other stuff. So December's a crazy time.
Yes, it is. Very busy. I see in the chat, I think I saw Brenda. Let's see, I'll just try. So Tanya says she just tries to tell people to send out the 18 emails and the sale kind of handles itself. I think it's hard for new troops just starting up. Brenda said, I hear every year that troops and girls are also participating in school sports, dance fundraisers at the same time. Okay. So the option, so they're choosing the other sport or dance or school fundraisers over the Girl Scout fundraiser as an option. Okay. Anyone else to provide any feedback? Okie doke.
Angela, we
Now,
can share this as well with the people who weren't able to make it and get some more feedback as well.
okay, the next discussion point is direct ship versus girl delivered. I think it's kind of interesting in terms of on a council level, whether it's for fall sale or the cookie sale, there is a tremendous amount of girl delivered activity versus direct ship. And that's even when, really, even with the pandemic, after the pandemic, it really hasn't kind of shifted much. We're definitely I think the culture of our council in comparison to some others um, are more of a girl delivered focus, I guess. What do you think, or does anyone have any thoughts about um, why girls would not engage, even if it's just in a direct ship capacity? You
I
know,
think
when we do direct ships, say for any like care to share, there's no shipping involved in that. So like no cost of shipping and things like that. So I'm wondering like what would be, you know, other than shipping, are there any other impediments that keeps troops from even trying to sell, say on a direct ship level?
I think shipping costs are everybody's biggest thing.
Okay.
Cookies and this. I mean,
Mhm.
someone says, you know, I want to buy 2 boxes of Girl Scout cookies, but I'm spending $12, but then I'm spending, I don't know how much it was, like just as much or if not more on shipping. And I know,
Mhm.
right, like during cookie season, you have like you subsidize, and if you do this, buy so many boxes, it might be $5 shipping or $10, whatever it is. But
Mhm.
shipping costs is what I've always heard why people will not do direct ship.
Mhm.
I know a lot of the customers for some of the volunteers who, have originally been I guess purchasers over the years. They were like kind of dissatisfied with the stuff that was available as the paper option. And then when they went online to, pursue the direct ship, like the shipping kind of turned them off. So I don't know if they like lost huge sales, but I mean, as much as you guys vary the selections year to year, I just don't know if everything is as popular, as it used to be.
Mm.
More options available online than what were on the paper. Is that?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, there's more options
Yes,
online,
there's
but
more
not
options available
everybody
online.
But not
then
everybody realizes that.
they realize it, but then once the shipping became involved,
Right.
it was like, well, it's not worth it type thing.
Right.
For like a $6 bag of nuts, I'm not gonna.
Right.
Is there any product that you heard like repeatedly that somebody wished that we had available?
I don't remember the name. They like those Thai,
Or the
were
Thai
those,
chili,
yeah,
Thai
Thai chili last year, I
something.
think was, and
Okay.
there was something else. It was like a classic kind of flavor that they kept mentioning that I think was available online but wasn't on the sheet anymore. And they were not, we had gotten samples of the pecans, the vanilla pecans,
Mhm.
and
Yes.
people kind of weren't, you know, wowed by them. So
Mm. I mean, one of the things that we do. We do look at, after the season's over, kind of the units that sold, even the ones that sold online, to try to see like, well, maybe we should bring some of the online back. I want to say this year we did pull in one product from the online to, what was it? Was it the salsa mix? I think like something spicy. I think.
Not
Cajun
Cajun.
Crunch.
Yes, Cajun Crunch. Yep. So we do, take that into consideration. We try to look at, the number of volume, the units that are sold, those type of things, to see if we should, pull something back like a oldie but a goodie. Um, but yeah, like the challenge is the order card can only have but so many items, and everything else would be available in the online marketplace.
Is it because I was just going to say, can you feature or show items that are online but not in person? Like, because then will that entice people to go online more? But why are you set? Is it just a cost perspective on the ordering card, like to show what items are available online and in
That's
person?
probably, I don't know. I'm assuming, but maybe Todd, you could answer it. In my mind, I'm thinking because the
It's
order cards have looked the same for many years, that it's probably like we are, I don't want to say mandated, but like this is all we can have. Like,
Well, I think,
I don't
Angela,
know.
I think it's a good idea to have some of the pictures of some options that would be available on direct shipped, so people are aware of some of the other
Mhm.
products that they can get and have shipped direct. But the real reason for the limitation on the number of items, the 17 or the 16 plus the donation on the nut card, is just distributing, the ease of distribution with all the SKUs that you would have if you
Mhm.
add more. It makes it that much more complicated to distribute the products out to the troops and onto the girls.
Mm.
Makes sense.
Right.
Actually,
And
I'm just looking at Brenda's post. Has is there, or is there the possibility of, like, say, consideration for if a customer purchases a certain amount of stuff, having some type of uh I don't want to say necessarily free shipping, but typically in normal commerce areas, like, you buy over $100 worth of items, you get free shipping, or, especially when it comes to retail or something like that. Or that might be a thought too.
Yeah, let
I'm
me
just
chime if I can on the order card. Think about the actual process. If a girl walks up to a potential customer and that customer sees items that are online, there's no way for the customer to just go to a URL. The only way they can get there is if they're invited by the girl through an email that has a link in it. So that's another reason that items online aren't always highlighted, because it would be more cumbersome for that potential customer too.
I guess that's different than with cookies where the girls have a QR code that they can share with the customers, probably a little bit more easily than having to send out an email with the link in it.
I also know it's more difficult. We have a couple leaders that are older. I don't want to, insult anybody, but they're older, but they also lead like Daisy troops and Brownie troops. And then, when they fly up, they continue to get a new Daisy troop. They're not as savvy electronically with these sales. I know my one leader just does not participate because she can't handle the whole, online, digital, all that kind of stuff. So it's very hard for her to, even promote this with her own girls because she's just not able to, easily navigate and answer questions and stuff like that. So, the fact that this sale is heavily online, I know it is very intimidating for some of the leaders in my service unit to even want to do, just because, they're not sure that they'll be able to handle the digital type questions. So That's one
So
thing that I
maybe,
personally run into, and I've tried to help her through the years with stuff, but she has just now decided she's just not doing this sale. So she'll do cookies because she can do it in person and
Right,
that type of
without the
stuff. But
technology.
it's a quick sale and it's kind of overwhelming for her. So
Hmm.
she just doesn't participate, and her girls are daisies. So I mean, it's doubly hard because that really is more of the onus on the leader and the parents to kind of do this because you don't let your 5-year-old with an email address, you know what I mean? Like, so
do you
Right.
think a troop like that would benefit from us providing some more walkthroughs of the system or something to that effect? Like more detailed?
I don't know if like that age group is really capable, of
Right,
really.
even for the volunteers though,
Yeah,
if they're not comfortable with it.
she's not comfortable with it at all. And I know when we used to do the other platforms and stuff, I knew I had more of a hands-on, managing, assigning people, stuff like that. And I really don't have that with this. It's kind of just like an observation because I don't have a troop anymore, so I can't even, see what they're seeing. I can only see like my window type thing. So
Mhm.
it's difficult for me to help them over the phone and stuff like that. So she's just overwhelmed by it. She just doesn't do it anymore. But I know that does hurt like, the service unit sales because that's, two groups of young kids who could potentially be doing this earlier and are not
Mhm.
because, it's just too much for them.
Oh, good feedback. So I think so next discussion item is about the system itself. You kind of gave us some feedback on that in terms of while it may be easier for people who are very comfortable with technology, for some of our volunteers who aren't, it might be a challenge. Does anyone else have any kind of feedback about the M2 system that they'd like to share? Did it work well for you? Is it, easy for you to navigate? Or do you find for most of your troops that do participate, is it easy for them to navigate?
I like it overall. It's just I wish there was like a shadow option. Being the service unit manager, like when somebody calls me with a problem, I can't like I do have like the roles, but since I don't have a troop, I can't see a troop view
Right.
anymore. And sometimes I know when I'm trying to help somebody, they're like, I don't have that. And I'm like, well, I can't see what you have because, this is my window and this is your window. So I don't like to take their login information. So I try to do it, just strictly from my end, but it just does get a little weird. And I would love if I could just change it to like a troop view,
Mm-hmm.
just so I could see, what looks different. So I'm not telling them to navigate to the wrong spot.
Mm-hmm.
That's my
I
only.
I would agree, right? I don't know why, right? Read only access, or like you said, so you could see what they're seeing. Because I guess as the product manager, fall product manager, right? You're just getting summary
Right.
information. Yeah.
That is one of the top suggestions we've had for the last 3-4 years, and it is on the suggestion list for the tech team to consider building that into the system. Will they do it? We don't know. They prioritize all of those types of recommendations, but it's on the list already.
Question, Doug, I don't know if there's a way to do it, but say for our service unit troop, service unit fall product program managers, just to be able to see another troop, could they attach themselves to a troop just to be able to see kind of the screens, or is it more complicated than that?
Um,
Because, right, if you think about it, when you go into my Girl Scout and you select a role, right, you could have a mom, doesn't have to be a troop leader, be the fall product manager. So she gets access, right,
right.
to
Yep.
that troop information. So why couldn't we just make the service unit or the fall product managers, right, like as a secondary, like so each troop is going to have a default who should be the fall product manager, right?
Yep.
So however many troops you have in your service unit, you're going to be listed 20 times on all those troops.
I
And
bel
then you're going to have a manager. So you would think that they would be able to do it, but
I believe as a service unit volunteer, you can assign yourself to one of the troops in your service unit as a leader, and then log in as a leader to that troop to be able to do what you're talking about wanting to do.
So at least be able to see the
Right.
what they see on a
To be
Exactly.
troop
honest,
level.
I'll tell you, I assigned myself as a troop leader to a troop that wasn't selling so that I could see what a troop screen looked like to help someone. So I could see, I mean, I can also help a service unit manager be assigned to a troop if they need to help them.
Yeah, I know council can do it, Gail, and
Right.
which is what you did. I thought a service unit leader could do it, but thank you, because if they can't, that would be a great
Yeah, and I
default.
certainly can help. Someone just has to reach out and ask me. But
Yeah.
That fake troop, 2,000 or 20,000 or whatever it is, that's in there.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, we to at least be able to see what it looks like. That I was trying to help somebody with something which I don't remember right now, and I didn't know what it looked like from the troops' perspective. So I I created myself a troop leader role so that I could look.
Mm-hmm.
So I understand what the service unit managers or fall product program managers are saying, that
Mm-hmm.
it is very helpful to be able to see exactly what someone else's screen looks like.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, during the program, there's a link on your dashboard as a service unit volunteer that says manage girls troops that you could click on, and a very, very, very easy to just say add a volunteer or add a,
Okay.
and then
That's good stuff. Okay.
Not to go backwards, but I was curious, how did the new products do? Like how did the personalized items, the tumblers, all that stuff, how did that stuff do this year?
I'll give you a breakdown of what I have right now, and the personalized items made up just over 2.2% of all gross sales. BarkBox made up 2.6% of all sales, as did the tumblers. However, the tumblers were down 43% from last year. Tumblers just people, you buy one tumbler one year and you don't need any more after that, I guess. The magazines make up 14% of all sales, but we're down 10% this year. And then order card was down almost 18%, but still makes up 21%. So the personalized items basically made up for what the tumblers were down. You know what, I guess is one way to look at it.
Thank you. I was curious because I know some of the personalized items were new this year with I think it was frames and stuff like that.
Yep. BarkBox was up 25% almost.
Okay, so what about product deliveries? Did everyone's product deliveries go well? I don't think we heard any real issues or anything.
no, and honestly, the delivery company, they were very good. They had like what, 3 or 4 guys, and so they moved it very quickly to get it in, when delivering it. So
Awesome.
I wanted to mention, my name's Kim. The delivery guys were awesome. They gave you a survey question, maybe it was a code to get to. I'm sorry, I don't remember. I did attempt to go on there. If anybody else could mention it too, it didn't directly take you somewhere. I'm not very good at describing that situation because it happened a month ago, right?
Mhm.
But there is definitely some disconnect with the survey that they wanted their employees to be evaluated
Yeah.
with, and it didn't work.
Oh. maybe that's something for you, Todd. I didn't even know about a survey, so
I didn't either, so that's good to know that it wasn't connecting. We can let
yeah.
them know to take a look at that. Thank you.
Well, everyone here said they did a great job, so.
Very good.
And just wondering if there's, I mean, what I appreciate so far, I think we got a little sampling of different ideas of how we could improve the experience for you guys, or, you know, small things we could do in terms of access or even maybe training that could potentially make a big impact in terms of people's ability to navigate the system. Are there any other suggestions that, you know, in the perfect world of unicorns and rainbows, uh, if you had, you know, something that you would like to see, um, you know, any suggestions for what we could do to make it a better experience for you and our girls?
Angela, I think I got myself unmuted.
Uh-huh.
I have a question because
Mhm.
after 25 years of volunteering and selling and, participating in everything, I've never, like when the emails go out,
Mhm.
it's like it goes out during the sale and that's it. And, you don't have an issue. This year, for some strange reason, when I ordered the Bark Box, and I ordered one last year too, I get now roughly 6 emails a day from BarkBox.
Mm.
And I've never had that happen between cookies and fall sale. This
Mhm.
just started this year after I ordered the Bark Box.
Doug, I don't know.
Are the emails, yeah, this is first I've heard of it too. Thanks for sharing that. Are the emails soliciting you to buy more, or are they
Yeah,
informing
they're wanting me to join their routine
BarkBox
mailings of them, is what
subscription?
it is.
That's very good to know. I don't think M2 is going to be very happy with that unless that was part of the contractual agreements that BarkBox could do. Well, it's not M2. That's a Girl Scout relationship.
Mm-hmm.
So the Girl Scouts USA has that relationship with BarkBox. So maybe Girl Scouts USA allowed that to take place.
It's
I
just like
can,
I said, I ordered one last year. The only time I've ever ordered BarkBox is through the fall sale.
right.
So last year and this year I'm being bombarded with these emails now every day to join their monthly or whatever delivery it is.
I will inform M2 about that, and I'm sure they can have that discussion with GSUSA with the feedback that we're hearing right now. I assume by saying you're being bombarded, that's not a pleasant experience, is what you're saying.
Well, it's just every time I go to check email, there's a BarkBox email. It's just, I would be, if it was one a day, it'd be fine, but 5, 6 emails a day is going to be a bit much.
Is it working? Did you buy any more?
No, she
I,
gets enough
I'll-
as it is. She
I,
doesn't need more.
I will relay your feedback to the appropriate
Okay,
people in the company. Thank you for that.
thank you.
And I see Lex just posted the need for us to be more clear in training and in direct messaging to volunteers about the girl delivered portion ending when a paper sale ends. Yeah, we definitely get confusion, I think, every year. So we
Yeah,
could
I
do a
have,
better
I already
job.
have notes about that as well. And
Yeah.
for some reason this year, it would seem to have been even more confusing than past years. So we definitely will address the wording and the explanation for that for next year.
Mm-hmm.
I have a question. Can you pronounce this?
Was someone else had a question?
Oh, y por esa calle vive, que duro es llorar.
Adela?
Sorry.
That's okay. Anyone else? Okay, if we've missed anything, in terms of feedback, please feel free. If you think of anything else, shoot us an email. Let us know your thoughts. As you know, pretty much, or if you don't know, as soon as the cookie season ends, we're, kind of gearing up to, think about what the fall sale will look like. So that's why these wrap-up meetings are important. Your feedback is important because we have the opportunity to really think about what we can or cannot do, or what things we would need to put in place to try to operationalize some changes. So your feedback is very important to us. We appreciate your time. Kind of last call, if there's anything else that you would like to um, push forth before we wrap this up.
What time does Cherry Hill open on Thursday for me to pick up my stuff?
They should be open by 9.
By 9. Okay. I
Yeah,
just
there-
wanted to
there's
be sure. It's been a
customer
while
care
since
team
I-
should be there.
Okay.
Yep. Oh, and I will say, because I heard on a call, if people have things at the Dream Lab, absolutely make sure they're open before you go. They were having issues with heat and some other challenges like power and stuff. So just make sure you make sure that they're open before you take a trip. All right. Other than that, thank you very much. We appreciate your time. Happy holidays to you too. And
you, everyone.
we'll see everyone in the new year. And hopefully everyone's participating in the cookie sale and you have your initial orders. And if not, you could get some cookies from the warehouse when they open after the sale. Thank you very much.
You.
You.
Thank you.
Thank you. Happy holidays to everybody. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you.
everybody.